Hello dear student, this is Rajwant Singh and today I am going to explain the chapter 3rd, the Delhi Sultanate in SST of class 7. My dear student, I have explained some topics in the previous video and that topics are left. I am going to explain that topics. So dear student, Muhammad bin Tughlaq. I have told you the last point. The Tughlaq dynasty, a case study. Alauddin Khalji died in 1316 CE. His death was followed by a brief period of political unrest. In 1320 CE, the last Khalji ruler Khusro Khan was killed by Ghayasuddin Tughlaq, an able statesman and administrator. Ghayasuddin Tughlaq led the foundation of a new dynasty called the Tughlaq dynasty. And dear student, he believed that the state should be based on the support of the people, and I think that is the best point. He carried out many works of public utility and built the famous Tughlaqabad fort in Delhi. He died in 1324 CE. He was succeeded by his son Juna Khan, who assumed the name Muhammad bin Tughlaq. That is very famous name in the history. After becoming the Sultan. So my dear student, the next point I have to discuss with you, Muhammad bin Tughlaq. Now we will know about the Muhammad bin Tughlaq, his ruling time and etc. etc. My dear student, time period of Muhammad bin Tughlaq is 1325 to 1351 CE. This is the period of Muhammad bin Tughlaq. Muhammad bin Tughlaq was a very learned man. He was very learned. He was very educated man. He was well versed in Sanskrit, Arabic, so dear student, he was well versed in Sanskrit, Arabic and Persian language. He also had a good command over religion, philosophy, science and literature. He had a lot command. He had a great command on these topics. So my dear student, he tried to resolve disputes through secular measures at that time. But he undertook numerous experimental projects. Despite being innovative, these projects failed since they lacked prudence. So my dear student, Muhammad bin Tughlaq's empire included the southern states, present day Odisha, Bengal, and the Deccan. Shortly after his accession to the throne, he decided to transfer his capital from Delhi to Devgiri, renamed Daulatabad, in the Deccan. Due to the central location, so dear student, due to central location of Devagiri, the Sultan, though it would be enable him to exercise control throughout the country and protect the Sultanate against continuous Mongol attacks. So, my dear student, historians think that he ordered not only the transfer of his court and officials but the entire population. Extensive arrangements were made for the long journey that covered a distance of around 1500 kilometers. Temporary shelters were set up along the way and free food and drinks were supplied. So, nevertheless, many people did not survive the long and the arduous journey, and the operation turned out to the total failure. It became failure as his ministers, courtiers, and soldiers were not keen to stay at the new location. Muhammad bin Tughlaq ordered their return to Delhi. He ordered them to return Delhi. So, dear student, another daring experiment undertaken by Muhammad bin Tughlaq was the issuing of bronze and copper token currency. He has undertaken the bronze and copper token currency. You can say coin, currency, coin. This measure aimed to overcome the financial crisis owing to the drain on the royal treasury as a result of his schemes. So, dear students, such coins had the same value as the gold and silver coins known as tanka. People were encouraged to use them in their transactions. Soon new coins began to be forged at an alarming rate, and all the token currency had to be withdrawn from the market. Muhammad bin Tughlaq also increased the land tax in the Ganga Yamuna Doab region in order to meet the expenses of the army. Unfortunately, this measure was taken at a time when the region was passing through a famine. So the peasants of the region strongly opposed it. So dear student, this is more points about Muhammad bin Tughlaq. He has done in his ruling time. And the next point that we have to discuss, Firoz Shah Tughlaq. What is the timing of Firoz Shah Tughlaq? What is his best performances at that time? Muhammad bin Tughlaq died in 1351 and was succeeded by his cousin Firoz Shah Tughlaq. He aimed to consolidate his empire and took a number of measures to reform the administration. He undertook many welfare measures such as banning the practice of inhuman punishments, establishment of hospitals for the poor, etc., etc. Firoz founded the city of Firozabad. People were happy during his reign. When he died in 1388, a series of rebellions broke out, which has turned the end of the Tughlaq rule. After the death of Firoz Shah Tughlaq. So dear student, due to the weakness of Delhi Sultanate, it became vulnerable to external invasions. Taimur, the ruler of Samarkand in Central Asia and the founder of the Timurid dynasty, invaded India in 1398 CE. His army plundered Delhi and carried away arms, booty and many Indian artisans. The last Tughlaq ruler, Nasiruddin, was unable to check the invader. So, dear student, these are the facts of Firoz Shah Tughlaq and the Tughlaq rule, how they banned the rule. And the next point, the Sayyid dynasty, 1414 to 1451 CE. When Taimur left Delhi, he appointed Khizr Khan as his viceroy. Khizr Khan went on to establish the Sayyid dynasty and took over as the Sultan of Delhi in 1414. He was succeeded by his son Mubarak Shah in 1421. Yahya bin Ahmad Sarhindi's book Tarikh-e-Mubarak Shahi gives a detailed account of Mubarak Shah reign. Dear student, Mubarak Shah reign was succeeded by his nephew Muhammad Shah, and he was succeeded by his son and the last ruler of the dynasty, Alauddin Alam Shah. This is the Sayyid dynasty that I have explained you. So dear student, the Lodi dynasty and decline of the Sultanate. This is the next point, and I think this is clear to all, and I hope you all have cleared this. So my dear student, this is enough for today, and we will meet in the next video. Thank you. Have a nice day.